What if your life depended on a single phone call, and that call was determined by a secret algorithm? Right now, 2 people are waiting for that call. Maria, 42, a home health aide, and Darius, 16, a high school goalie. They share one hope, a single kidney that has just become available. In the corner of the screen, a 30-hour clock starts ticking down. This isn't just their story. It's the story of 95,000 people in the US waiting for a kidney right now. The median wait time is 3 to 5 years, often longer. Every single day, people die waiting. So who gets the call? A scoring model decides. Tonight, we're cracking open that model to find out what's inside, and where it fails. To understand the score, you first have to map the system. It starts at a donor hospital. Then it hits the OPO, the Organ Procurement Organization. Think of them as the logistics experts, the regional team that recovers the organ and starts firing off the offers. Those offers are guided by a national matching system, a massive database called the OPTN. This system generates a ranked list of candidates, a life or death leaderboard. From there, offers zap to transplant centers. They have to say yes or no fast. If it's a yes, they call the patient, Maria or Darius. Then, the race to the hospital for surgery begins. The entire time, that clock is ticking. It's called cold ischemia time, the total hours a kidney can spend on ice without blood flow. After 24 to 36 hours, the risk of damage skyrockets. Every single minute matters. So what's the secret code that decides your fate? What data actually drives the match? From the donor, it's the basics, blood type, and something called HLA. Think of these as immune ID tags. Your body needs to see a familiar tag, or it will attack. Then there's KDPI, the Kidney Donor Profile Index. It's a score from 0 to 100 that predicts how long the kidney will last. A low score is like getting a brand new engine. A high score is more of a gamble. What about the candidates? They have scores too. cPRA measures how sensitive your immune system is. A high cPRA means you're a difficult match, likely to reject most organs. Then there's EPTS, which estimates how long you are likely to survive after the transplant. The system also factors in waiting time, giving priority to kids and people who previously donated a kidney themselves. And finally, the brutal reality of logistics, distance. How long will it take to fly this kidney from point A to point B? Remember the clock. So, the score isn't one number. It's a complex recipe, a rank queue that tries to blend 4 things. First, medical compatibility. Do the blood and tissue types match? Simple enough. Second, fairness. The system gives extra points to the hardest to match patients, to kids, and to prior donors. Third, benefit. This is called longevity matching. The idea is to give the best, longest-lasting kidneys to the patients who are expected to live the longest with them. Makes sense, right? But what if the person who could gain the most years is 500 miles away? And fourth, time. Every day you wait adds points to your score. For years, geography was king. Local patients got the first shot. Now, the system is shifting to broader sharing, but distance still adds a penalty. It all sounds so clean, so clinical. A perfect system of points and scores. But the result of all that math is a phone ringing at 2:17 a.m. and a voice on the other end saying, "We have a kidney for you. How fast can you get here?" Let's talk scale. In the US, about 25,000 deceased donor kidneys get transplanted each year. But here's the number that should shock you: about 1 in 5 kidneys recovered from donors is never transplanted. They're thrown away. Why? Many organs get caught in an endless loop of offers. A single kidney might be offered to dozens, sometimes hundreds of centers before someone says yes. And with every no, precious minutes of cold time burn off the clock. So what's causing all the no's? The constraints are both human and physical. There's the final cross-match test, mixing the donor's cells with the recipient's blood to check for a bad reaction. There's the availability of operating rooms, surgeons, and pilots. A snowstorm can ground a flight and doom an organ. And here's the big one: each hospital has its own risk tolerance. Government report cards track their 1-year success rates. So, if a kidney is marginal, maybe from an older donor, a risk-averse center will just say no to protect its stats, even if that kidney could give someone 10 good years. So if the math is so good, why is the system so fragile? This brings us to the failure modes. Failure mode 1, risk-averse acceptance. We just covered it. When your job is on the line because of short-term report cards, you're not going to take a chance on a less-than-perfect kidney. Time passes. The kidney gets colder. The risk of it being discarded goes way up. Failure mode 2, offer cascade drag. Offers go out one by one by one. If the first center takes an hour to say no, and the second does the same, and the third, a safe 20-hour window can quickly become a risky 30 hours. The clock is the enemy. Failure mode 3, geography friction. A hospital might get an offer for a perfect match kidney that's a 3-hour flight away. But there's a good enough kidney just a 30-minute drive away. The uncertainty of transport often pushes them to choose the closer option, even if the farther one was better for the patient. Failure mode 4, data gaps and false precision. The score looks exact, but it's based on incomplete data. Biopsy readings can vary. A single number on a screen can overrule a doctor's gut feeling. The system is bleeding time. But the fix starts by changing the objective and mastering the clock. So, how do you fix it? You find the leverage points. First, you change the incentives. Reward centers for appropriate acceptance, not just perfect outcomes. Create metrics that celebrate the life years saved, not just a 1-year survival stat. Second, use speed-up placement. Instead of offering to one center at a time, you use expedited protocols. Send the offer to 3 centers at once, and give them a 30-minute window to say yes or no. The first yes gets it. Third, you literally buy more time. It's called machine perfusion. You hook the kidney up to a machine that pumps it full of a cold, oxygenated solution. This extends its life outside the body and even helps test its function, giving doctors better data to make that yes decision. It's about creating a smarter, faster, more transparent system. One where everyone can see the trade-offs, from the surgeon to the patient. Then you drill the minutes. Let's run a resilience drill. Follow one kidney, minute by minute. 10:12 a.m., the blood flow stops in the donor's operating room. The clock starts. Packaging takes 30 minutes. Drive to the airport, 45 minutes. A flight, 2 hours. Ground transport, 25 minutes. A biopsy at the new hospital, 35 minutes. Surgeon review, 10 minutes. Final lab tests, another hour, maybe 2. Or turnover, 45 minutes. Getting the patient prepped, 60 minutes. Total time before the first cut? Easily 8 hours. Now let's add reality. 3 hospitals said no first, burning 15 minutes each. A weather delay adds 20 minutes. A lab sample was lost and needs to be repeated, that's another 30. You just turned a relatively safe 14-hour cold time into 17 hours. On paper, that's still within the window. But in the body of the recipient, it can be the difference between a kidney that works on day 1, or a kidney that takes 10 agonizing days to wake up. Those are 10 days Maria spends back on dialysis. 10 days Darius misses of his senior year. The score is just math. But the consequence is measured in hours of life, lived or lost. So what does this mean for you? If you or a loved one are in this system, this is for informational purposes only, not medical advice. Ask about listing at multiple centers to increase your odds. Talk to your team about what level of risk you're willing to accept. Would you take a kidney with a higher KDPI score if it meant getting off dialysis sooner? Ask if your center uses machine perfusion to make those kidneys safer. And be ready. Have that go bag packed. Make sure your phone is charged and the volume is on loud. Know the plan. For the institutions, the playbook is clear. Measure what matters, the total life years gained. Use expedited, parallel offers to stop the clock from bleeding out. Invest in logistics and technology like machine perfusion. The resilience drill is simple. Map the journey of a single kidney from donor to recipient. Find every place you lose 15 minutes. And then, erase that delay. Do that, and you'll count the lives saved not one by one, but by the hundreds. Here's the final verdict on the system. Its greatest vulnerabilities are human, risk-averse decisions driven by flawed metrics, slow communication, and a fear of uncertainty. But its strengths are growing, broader sharing, incredible technologies like machine perfusion that buy time, smarter data models, and a constant push for more transparency. So here's the testable takeaway. For professionals watching, run a 90-minute simulation of an expedited placement. See how much cold time you save. The results will speak for themselves. And for the rest of us, what's the one critical system in your own life, your work, your health, that relies on a single point of failure or a hidden 15-minute delay? Find it now. Fix it now. Before the clock starts ticking for you. Now I want to hear from you. If you were redesigning this system, what would you prioritize most? Giving the best kidneys to those who will live the longest, or ensuring fairness for those who have been waiting the longest? There's no easy answer. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to keep auditing the hidden systems that run our world, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss our next investigation. While you wait, check out the video on screen now where we stress test another critical system against the clock.